All right. So, people said that they didn't want to look at my face while I make a demo of this guitar. I'm not that ugly, but I guess maybe I am. I think I'm beautiful. Anyway, so let's just focus on the guitar. I'll set up the camera in a different way. So I got the Koloff pickups in here, and he made these for me, custom, with Alnico 3 magnets, screw coil being a little hotter than the slug coil. I talked about that in the other video. Callahan bridge, cold rolled steel, and which is, I think, is one of the best vintage trims ever made. It's cleaner than the Fender trim. What I mean by cleaner, it actually sounds cleaner. I got it on this guitar too. It actually sounds cleaner than the Fender trim. I think the Fender trims might be lead filled. Possibly, I'm not. I don't know. All I know is this sounds cleaner. Is that possible? Yes, it's less distortion coming off the bridge. So for whatever reason, I got the 6-way freeway switch in there. Volume, and tone. This is a semi-hollow guitar. That's got the Lotus on there. That's surrounding Cocobolo with mother of pearl in there. And then Lotus on fret 24. There's 25 frets here. That's the Holy Grail on fret 12. It's our logo for one-piece guitars. We came up with it several years ago. I've got the Graph Tech nut on here. It's made of Teflon and graphite. It helps with the tuning. And I have the Spurzel locking tuners. These are the locking kind. Fender uses these for, so if you don't want to have a locking trim, this helps. We mounted the truss rod, titanium rod from KTS, through the back of the neck, along with reinforcement rods. Massive headstock on here. This is all one piece of Fiddleback ash. The whole guitar has been carved from one piece of wood. There is no glued on fingerboard and no neck joint. We've got this beautiful, it's hard to see down here in the basement, isn't it? Let's check it out. So we have this beautiful Fiddleback ash tobacco burst here. It's been semi-hollowed through the back, and then a piece has been glued back on the back. So that's the only glue joint, is the very back of it. You can't even see it. You can't even see it in here because it's it's the same piece of wood. And it's big and fat, you know. It's a big fat. Can you see that? Let me get it in the light over here. Let's see, let me get it in the light. There you go. Now you can see it. How big and fat the guitar is. It's about 2.5 inches thick. But it's all chambered out. And it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous instrument. And you can see here that the fingerboard is all one piece of wood with the neck and the body, the whole thing. Very difficult build. Finding a piece this beautiful and making it into a guitar is a whole nother art form. But we're going to listen to it. It's got a tilt back head, as you can see. We got as much out of that as we could. Every little bit helps with sustain on your tilt back. So yeah, man, what a gorgeous build. So we're going to listen to it, and we'll go through it. Nice. Let's start out. Start out single coil in the Koloff. By the way, Brenda Finch drove me up to Pennsylvania. Fun story, 3 years ago, over 3 years ago, to get this slab of wood. And it was just a beautiful slab. Paid quite a good amount of money for it up in Pennsylvania from a guy who specializes in wood. His whole backyard was full of slabs. He was drying, and we carved this guitar. So kudos to her for driving me up there. All right, single coil. Alright, that's a single coil, and it's got the nice Fender style sound to it. And I'm digging that. Seems to stay in tune pretty good. Callahan has a non-stick trem. His trem doesn't, he's got some kind of insert in there that keeps it from, like the Fender clicks back and forth. His doesn't do that. So it's good for vibrato use. Anyway, so let's go to the humbucker. That's nice. I got the nice bite there. It feels good too. So the Alnico 3s, they do sound good. Beautiful, warm, kind of a creamy tone. They're degoused a little bit. The magnet's not as strong as an Alnico 2 or 4 or 5. So the Alnico 3 is the softer of the magnets, and also contributes to a more of a nice spongier kind of a sound. On a bright guitar like this, I mean, this guitar is really bright. So being all one piece, like a big neck, like a maple neck sort of a thing, but it's ash. It's good to have that Alnico 3 magnet. So you can hear the difference between, you know, the humbucker and the single coil. The volume's about the same. I like single coil because I'm really interested in the picking. And the picking, you know, sounds so good on single coil if you got your right hand together. If you got your picking together, obviously I didn't, but when you do get it all working, it sounds so much better on a single coil. Plus it cuts right through the mix, so the guy in the 10th row or the guy in the front row can hear exactly can hear you in the mix. So. So, I do like the trem. And all right, so that's the bridge. Let's go to the neck. Single coil. Let's go single coil first. Nice full bluesish tone, praise the Lord. That's involved with the single coil. So if you're gonna have a versatile guitar, one should think about having a pickup that does both the single coil or humbucker real well. And the Koloff does that. Nice. Humbucker. Nice tone, man. Pretty fat, huh? It's huge. So that's a humbucker. Massive Leslie West, Michael Schenker tone in the front pickup there. Beautiful. So we're back in a single coil. Let's go in the middle position. All right, that's right there. Single coil. It's nice, kind of country blues kind of tone there. It's clean between the two pickups. You'd figure it'd be more gain, but they kind of phase each other out slightly and give you a nice clean tone. And what's great about having 25 frets, a lot of people kind of give me grief about the 25 frets. Like, oh, big deal, you got 25 frets. they're thinking small, because a lot of songs are in the key of D. I mean, not a lot of songs are in the key of C sharp, which is 24th fret, gives you the blues box. So that's in, well, this gives you the key of D, so. Which is pretty cool to have that that key up there, you know. Humbucker. It's nice to be able to play in the key of D when you're, you know, you're soloing or whatever you're doing. So it's nice. That's why I put 25 frets on them, especially on a custom. With a custom, you can do whatever you want. You're building it from scratch. So the stainless steel frets also are the way to go most of the time on a one-piece build, because you never really want to refret the guitar. So I want to thank Dave Hazel, who did the artwork and other work. Peter Paglia did the finish on this guitar and other work. Jim Cunningham wired this up to what I wanted. He does a great job every time. Brenda Finch for driving me up to Pennsylvania to get this guitar, and Koloff pickups. He really does a great job on pickups. I'm so excited about his pickups, and he'll do whatever you want him to do. So it's a beautiful instrument, and thanks for all those guys. And you know, something like this is one of a kind in the world. I mean, really, nobody else really makes guitars like this. There are a couple of guys. Marchon makes a one-piecer, but I don't think anybody's made one out of ash that is one piece completely, entirely, and semi-hollow to boot. There is a glue joint. The back is glued on. It's been cut off and glued on, but you know, and this finish came out really great. Peter did this finish, and it's such a blessing. So it took us 3 years, and so, you know, to do, and we do probably 5 of these guitars a year, something like that. I think we did 4 this year so far, and we've got a one-piece telly coming out. So anyway, this isn't for mass production. This isn't for everybody, this type of guitar construction. It's only for guys that got money and want something real special. It's not, you know, it's just what it is. It's a specialty kind of instrument thing.